Hey guys, Infidel1258 here. Today I'm doing a video from my vacation home, which is in Vancouver, BC at Canuck Place Children's Hospice. And if you don't know what that is, it's a home away from home for families who have children with terminal illnesses. And if you don't know this about me, my daughter Lumina has a very severe and special illness called Walker-Warburg syndrome. It's very, very rare. It's a type of muscular dystrophy. She's okay. We're not here for end of life care or anything in this moment. We're just enjoying a beautiful kind of staycation going into Vancouver as a family, including the dog. We brought Poochie. She's over here. Little Mila is lying down beside me. So if you hear any whimpers because she wants to get out, that'll be her. And as you can see over my shoulders, like this is our room, and it's just this stunning view of these beautiful old trees and these homes that are just it's really hard to properly articulate the beauty that we're surrounded by here, that we're blessed with here, but we're here for a few days. And so this is what content creation is going to look like. I've got my road set. I'm going to try and talk Splinterlands, but I'm also just going to update on some things that are going on. If there's some cool adventures I go on, maybe I can share that. But I do have a question I want to address today. And in the question, it's from a commenter on the channel. His name is Surfing Life. And he's going to ask about the new Soulbound reward cards, and he wants to make 2 points. One, it's going to be super hard for us as individuals to play enough to get the cards maxed out because I can't buy copies. I now need to earn every one. So he's concerned about not being able to max out his Soulbound reward cards. And secondly, he feels that bot armies and bot farms are going to be able to max out their cards because they play 24/7. And so his concern really is focused around the idea that more play is going to equal more rewards. And I think I have some thoughts as to how that's not so. So I want to try and, I guess, answer his concerns. But before I do, I just want to even touch on the Soulbound reward cards themselves because we're about 2 weeks, I think, away from them being released. So as I speak this, it's January 29th, and I think we have like a day and a half left in this season. And these are going to be, I think, the old school rewards. Like this is the last kick at the can for the usual reward cards, I believe. I mean, I might even be surprised and find that the Soulbounds are in there. I actually don't know. I don't think so. I think Soulbounds are 2 weeks from now at the end of next season. And if that is so, these are questions that we want to know, we need to figure out now. But that provokes, people have been saying in the comments, hey, Dwayne, some of your videos on the Soulbound reward cards are out of date because there have been changes and nerfs. And I totally hear you. I'm aware of it. I want to address those things, but I want to wait until we get some finalized this is it. I want to know that the cards I'm reviewing for a second time are actually the cards that we're going to get. Otherwise, if I have to review this Fire Splinter 5 different times, it's going to get old. It's going to get stale. But I give you my first glance, and we'll go through and look at the final versions when the time is right. Okay, so back to Surfing Life. I'm going to read his question now, and then we'll do our best to respond to it and try to hopefully put some of his concerns at ease. Surfing Life dropped his comment on the video in which I titled Fire and Water Soul Reward Splinterlands. So that's the one from, I think, January 24th. And Surfing Life said, honestly, at current drop rates, the only way to have them all maxed out in a year will be by running a bot farm. Sadly, all the current actions lead to bot advantage in one way or another. So definitely concerned about bots being able to exploit this. And that that means he's imagining that playing more is going to earn more. And I think there's some truth to that. I do believe that the intentions around recent changes, whether it's Soulbound reward cards or whether it's a season pass, which they've talked about releasing really soon, I think you're seeing Splinterlands striving for more of your time. They want you to play the game more often. They want to reward when you do. I think that's a good thing. And you might get caught up then thinking, well, bots can play way more than me, and therefore they're going to see the maximum advantage out of any sort of time-based benefit or bonuses. I think that would be true if performance and expertise were not simultaneously appreciated or honored. So what do I mean? I think with the Soulbound reward cards, you're going to see that expertise and precision are being the path to maximum soulbound reward cards. There's been talk about having each chest can hold not just one card, but multiples. And if that's so, you can imagine that champion and diamond and gold chests are going to be more powerful than silver or bronze, in that they would issue more copies potentially, in the same way that they can issue more SPS or more, in the past, more credits or, more potions. Well, now if they can provide higher multiples of cards, that would be one way that precision and expertise might be honored, so that one chest can actually be multiple rewards, and that's gonna satisfy or reward more than anyone the best players in the game. Those are not usually bots. There are some bots that will compete at higher levels. It's very rare. It's not most bots that fight at the highest levels. I've used several bots over the last year or so, and they're just okay. And you give them a ton of cards and they're just okay. Plus we have the 3 rule set. Now that we have 3 different rule sets or modifiers that are on every battle, I find that bots are really struggling. I'm seeing it in sort of my win rates and whatnot. So I think one piece of feedback I want to give to Surfing Life is the idea that I think expertise is actually going to be the biggest path to maximum soulbound reward cards, not just, playing a million games in a day. So I think you're going to benefit from your personal, capability and expertise in a bigger way than a bot's going to do by just playing 1,000 games a day. That additionally, even when you don't get the cards that you want and you think to yourself, oh man, I'm never going to get them, they're only available for 1 or 2 years, like they say. Well, we've been told that they will be made transferable after they're out of circulation. And this is really important. I don't know if everybody knows this. This has been pretty key to both Matt and to Aggro, and they've said really clearly that they're going to make these things transferable, but once they're out of circulation. And so what does that mean? Well, one of Surfing Life's concerns was that I'm never going to see these things get maximized. I'm never going to see the highest levels of them because I'm never going to play enough. Well, one, I think, like I said earlier, I think you might be surprised by how many rewards you are able to accumulate through your play as a real person who is creative and can, achieve high levels of success in Splinterlands. I think you might max out some of them and be surprised by that. But even if you don't, we know that transferability is coming after they're out of circulation. So if it is in 1 year that they're done being circulated, or if it's in 2 years, I don't really know yet. They've kind of said 1 or 2. Then you have to remember that you'll be able to access them once they reach the marketplace. Once they're transferable, they can be sold. And so once they're sellable, they'll be buyable by you. And so if you really find one of them is particularly powerful and you were unable to, I guess, max that one, well, that'll be your moment, right? That'll be your time and opportunity. So I think you're going to be surprised that your expertise is going to lead to more of them than you think. I think bots are going to, in their, I guess, thoughtless submission of teams they're not going to see the rewards you're expecting. And lastly, I know you're going to be able to get these cards if you want them for a price once they're out of circulation. That would then, there's probably a separate conversation. Oh man, I don't want to wait that long. That's stupid. I don't want to wait 1 or 2 years. And I'm almost with you if that's where your heart's going. Because I actually have said, I thought it would be 3 months. Like I thought issue 10 or 15 of them for 3 months, and then 10 or 15 for 3 months, and then 10 or 15 for 3 months. And in that way, you create this interesting, almost time-sensitive need. I've got to tune in between January and March because I want that card. I've got to tune in between, April and July because I want that card. And so on. But that's not where they're going. They're releasing 43 Soulbound reward cards, and they'll be available for 1 to 2 years. And then if we don't max them out, we're just going to have to be patient until they reach transferability in the marketplace. And lastly, I think maybe just one more topic, because he does say, sadly, all the current actions lead to bot advantage in one way or another. And there's a lot of, I guess, generality in that. There's some vagueness, right? It's, is he talking about rewards exactly? Is he talking about, changes in the, collection power, or, who knows where his mind is going when he says that. But I guess I would like to say that as somebody who's been playing the game for a long time, I think I could point to, I don't know, 5, 6 different significant efforts that the team has made to try and curtail bot farms and bot armies. And I think even while it seems as though Surfing Life's criticism is that, you know, we're almost helping bot farms through changes, I feel as though most people would, if we step back and look at, for instance, the changes in bronze rewards, which were only, what, 6, 9, probably 9 months ago. If we look at how the number of chests changed, not just in bronze, but at every level. If we look at how many cards were issued at lower level chests, if you look at, you know, credits were implemented, there's actually 3 or 4, or probably, maybe there's even like 10 or more that I can't think of right now, that were absolutely aimed at and successful at curtailing some of the benefits that bot farms were receiving. And I think most people are actually critical that we've gone too far in trying to really punish the bot farms, that we've actually impacted people. And I feel so. I definitely don't agree with the suggestion that they're all leading to bot advantages. And I also I also feel as though, you know, the concern, because he seems more concerned about stopping their advantages and less concerned about ensuring his own, which I think is the right heart. But if we're aiming at stopping bot advantages, we do have to remember the player experience. We could go too far in terms of killing bots, and we could go too far in terms of not caring about bots. And either would be problematic in my mind. So I definitely don't think that the Soulbound reward cards are going to be exploitable in a bigger way than current reward cards. And I also don't think you need to be worried about the fact that you won't get them. And lastly, I have concerns about some of these reward cards and the implementation of this new type, because I think that it's such a wide release window. But I do love these new cards, and I'm super excited for the meta that they're going to bring to this game, because those cards look amazing. I mean, even whether it's the weapon trainer, whether it's the gladiator conscription ability, those are transformative abilities that are going to really impact how we play Splinterlands in a massive way. I'm excited for that. Is it going to be a perfect solution stopping bots? No. Is it going to be a perfect solution? Or, you know, am I going to be annoyed by some of the implementation of this? Probably. And so will you be. But, you know, it's still a game that we enjoy playing, or at least I do, and we can enjoy rewarding ourselves through, even if it could be optimized in some dimension, in some manner, in a way that we would love to see. The question isn't, could it be more perfect? The question is it still good and enjoyable? I think the answer is yes. Does it still have a future? I think the answer is yes. You got to figure those things out for yourself. If you agree like I do, then come along the journey. Like and subscribe, hang out with me when we talk Splinterlands, and we do Splinterlands content every day. And if you want more of this stuff, we got members only stuff on the channel, so go check that out if you're one of the members. And if you're not, maybe consider checking out the member tab and seeing whether you want to be a supporter of what I do here. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for your time and attention. Have an amazing day. God bless.